So I'd like to apologize. I kind of stopped uploading for a while. I recently got a new job, and I got that new job because my old job wasn't giving me a lot of hours, and as soon as I got that new job, my old job hit me up with a project they needed me to get done. I'm still working on that project now, but I went out and got some new fish because I'm gonna have a bit more money coming in so I can put a lot more back into the tanks. So today we're adding a school of fish to this 24-gallon tank. A while ago, if you follow me on Instagram or TikTok, you may have seen Kenny, my beta fish, in here, and he is super fun to watch. But we're adding a little school of fish to this tank because all the old fish kind of jumped out. This is a fish I've never kept before, but are pretty common, but I think they'll really pop in this tank. So I'm pretty lazy when it comes to acclimating my fish, so right now I'm just kind of floating them in the bag. I'm not going to bother with drip acclimation or any of that stuff because I don't really have time, and I'm just very impatient, like I've mentioned. I always just float my fish, and I've never had much problems with them. If it is harder to keep fish, like epistogrammas or that kind of thing, I do usually drip acclimate though. So if you're new around here, this is my 24-gallon planted tank. It is quite the jungle. In here, I have my beta fish Kenny, a single threadfin rainbow, which you can see over here. All the other buddies of him all jumped out of the tank or just died for whatever reason, and as well as I have a single Siamese algae eater. And I used to have a lot of shrimp in here, but ever since I added the beta fish, I've seen them so much less. So I don't know how many shrimp I have in here, or if I even have any, to be honest. So there's a quick little glance at Kenny. He's super fun to watch, but he's super fast. This tank is probably one of my most successful to date. All the plant growth is super good. It does have quite a bit of blackbeard algae, but honestly the way the plants grow make up for it, and it isn't even that noticeable. Sorry if you hear my dog panting in the background. I am actually in the middle of a thunderstorm, so she is a bit scared right now, so she's panting away, but hopefully it's not too annoying. So now let's talk a little bit about the fish I picked up. I got 12 glow light tetras, and these guys are hopefully gonna really pop in here. They've got that bright orange stripe down their side, as well as a nice silvery gray color. So I'm super excited to get them in the tank and see how they look with the scape. Now they're not very colored up now, but these are super stunning fish, and they're pretty similar to neon tetras from what I understand. I'm probably gonna acclimate them for another 20 minutes or so and then plop them into the tank, and I'll update you guys tomorrow on how they've done. So it is currently 2 days since I picked these guys up, and they're doing super well so far. I haven't had a chance to count them all up to see if I still have 12, but it looks like I have a decent sized school in there. They kind of sit around the middle of the tank, which is super fun to watch. I love how tightly these guys school and how they're always up at the front. I was taking a bit of pictures before I shot this video, and they're also not shy of the camera at all, which is super good. If I bring it in a little closer, you may be able to see some have pretty nipped up fins, which honestly I'm not too worried about. I assume I'll be able to fix them eventually, and as they get used to the tank, it should hopefully get better. So when I first got these guys, I decided to try to feed them, and I think I only noticed about 2 eating. I mean, they had only been in the tank for about half an hour, so I guess it's expected. But whenever I feed this tank, I make sure to turn off the filter, because Kenny the beta cannot handle a lot of flow. So I don't know, there we go. I threw the food up top, and now I'm just gonna wait for them to notice. I think Kenny has an idea. He's up at the top of the tank, and Kenny is a very moody beta. He's over here. He always flares at the glass and at me, but now he's noticed that there's food in the tank, and there's a couple that are sinking down. I still have a threadfin rainbow fish in here, as well as I got a Siamese algae eater recently to hopefully help with a bit of BBA, which I think it has. But the threadfin rainbow, all the other rainbow fish ended up jumping out of the tank, so he's the only one I have left at this school. I still haven't noticed the tetras going up to eat, so I'm just gonna kind of stir around the top a bit and get some dropping down. There we go. They are little sharks. That's perfect. So I think for the most part, most of them are eating, which is a really good sign that they're doing well and getting used to this tank. And hopefully I'll be able to get them back to health soon. And I'm gonna enjoy this schooling behavior for a bit longer because, like I said, they school super tight and stick right in the middle of the tank. And I'm hoping as they get more used to the tank, they don't stop doing that. I'm not sure if it's something they're just doing mainly because of stress or not. But I think eventually I could add maybe another 6 or so to this tank, so it would be 18 glow light tetras in a 24-gallon tank, which sounds a bit overstocked, but when you consider how heavily I have this tank planted, you really take out a lot of nutrients, and it's just more of a room thing at that point, less so waste and that kind of thing. So with school starting up soon, I don't know how often I'm going to be posting on YouTube because the videos take a while to edit, as well as they're just a pain to make sometimes. But if you do like my content and want to keep up with my tanks, I post almost daily on Instagram, as well as TikTok, where I post short little videos, sometimes educational, sometimes just whatever, fun little ones, but they're always about the planted tanks. But yeah, guys, I'm under the same name on both of those, Calum's Fish Tanks. But yeah, thank you so much for watching. This was Calum's Fish Tanks. Peace.